To an amazing competition here, starting off with females. We have 37 starter, and it's going to look like it's going to be a very exciting competition. And as we all know, this is the second competition for this season in the World Cup. And starting off in Ruka, we saw some really great skiing from the females. So I'm very excited to see what we can get here in Idre Fjäll. Looking into a little bit on the favorites, I'd say Perrine Laffont made a very impressive comeback in Ruka and ended up in the first place on her first competition in a year. I also think, obviously, Jakara Anthony is one of the great favorites today. Kind of was outstanding last season. And I think also Olivia Agiaco finished in the third place in Idre. She's going to be up there again, together with a lot of interesting American skiers. So, yeah, it's going to be seriously interesting. We also have 4 Swedish skiers in the female starting field. With Nicolina Stenkula, Moa Gustafsson, Elis Lundholm, and the debutant Nova Nilsson is actually the youngest skier in this field today. So yeah, except for the forerunner Ebba Taylor. So yeah, a lot to looking forward to here in Idre when we're preparing the course to get some forerunners in about 4 minutes. And speaking about the forerunners, today's forerunners are 3, and there is Ike Fujimura, Ebba Taylor, and Greta Ekberg. And that's also going to be very exciting to see what they can put down in this seriously great course in Idre. We'll touch base in a minute. So we have 3 minutes left for the forerunners. And while we're waiting for the forerunners, I can give you some short information about the course today. We're in what we call the Mascot's Delight. It's in the north face of Idre. The course is 239 meters long and have an average steepness of 26 degrees. So one of the longest in the World Cup and looking good. I heard it's quite hard, but that's also make it more fair. So it's gonna. I think we're gonna see a lot of speed because the moguls are not as high as you're used to, but they look to be very very nice. So yeah, I think we're gonna see some serious action in the Mascot's Delight. Yeah, after the four years, we're gonna let go of the skiers and starting off with the first starter is Nicolina Stenkula, and secondly Rino Jani Gamuto, and third Javelin Kauf. So yeah, we're starting off with some really good action there. And only 1 minute left before the forerunners. So the course is ready for the forerunners, and we're just waiting to let them go. So the first forerunner is Ike Fujimura. So it sounds like we're ready for the first Forerunner.
3, 2, 1, go!
On course! So Ike Fujimura starting off with the back full. See some great skiing here from the Japanese Forerunner. Handling this hard moguls very well, and a D-spin. Yeah, that was a great run. A very exciting round from Ike Fujimura. Second Forerunner representing Sweden is Ebba Taylor. She's been preparing here in this slope for some weeks now. This one opened already 7 weeks ago, and she's been here, I think, every weekend. Located in Stockholm. Okay, second Forerunner is Greta Ekberg. So Greta Ekberg, ready for her forerun. So we're waiting for the second Forerunner and starting also to preparing for the first athlete in the competition, which is Nicolena Stinkula, representing Sweden. But first we're gonna let go of Greta Ekberg, also from Sweden. And Greta is a Forerunner.
Second. 3, 2, 1, go!
On course! Nice spread in the first jump. I don't know if you see her in the stream, but we see her in the course, and she's doing some great skiing here, Greta Ekberg. And misses the second jump, but crosses the finish line there. Welcome down, Greta Ekberg from Sweden. So we're ready for the third Forerunner, Ebba Taylor, representing Sweden.
1, go!
Ebba Taylor on course. Yeah, some great jumping there and getting back into the course. Some nice and smooth running there. Oh, some problems, but she will get back. I know that because I'm actually also her coach. Yeah, some good turns there from Ebba Taylor. Entering the second jump. And a nice back iron cross. Yeah, Ebba Taylor entering the finish line. And that's the last, but definitely not the least of the Forerunners. And we're done with the Forerunners and pumping us up for starting the qualification. We got 37 skiers who's going to be minimized to 16 who's going to enter the final. First of the skiers who want to reach the final is Nicolina Stenkula, representing Sweden in the age of 19 in the world rank of 44. She's standing on the top of the 239-meter long slope in Idre Fjäll in the second World Cup for the season. I think we're going to see some really huge back truck driver from Nicolina, which is her signature jump. Even I'm starting to get a bit nervous when we're closing up to starting this qualification. It's going to be a tight one, I think. And you seriously need to put down a good run in order to reach that final of the top 16. We're ready for Nicolina Stenkula.
3, 2, 1, go!
Nicolina on course. A nice back truck driver in the first jump and a solid entrance into the moguls after the jump. Unfortunately, some trouble there. She's getting back into her lane, but yeah, that's going to cost her some points there, obviously. But some solid skiing here entering the second jump. And a back iron cross with a stomped landing. And Nicolina entering the finish line with the time of 31.33 seconds. After Nicolina Stenkula, the next starter is Rino Yanagimoto, representing Japan. And Rino finished in total in the 8th place in the World Cup last season, I think. So she's definitely one of the skiers who's aiming for the final and maybe also super final. I really like the style of Rino Yanagimoto, which we're going to see in the course in just a few seconds or maybe a minute. We're just going to waiting for some scores from Nicolina Stenkula. And she's got a score 44.1. And we're ready for Rino Yanagimoto.
3, 2, 1, go!
Rino on course. A huge back iron cross in the first jump and solid entrance into the moguls directly after the jump. That is so impressive. It's steep up there. And very solid technique, nice absorption. And look at that upper body, it's super still. And a D-spin 7. A little bit in behind in the landing, but oh, that's nice. A fast time as well. Rino entering the finish line with a time of 28.45 seconds, which represents a time score of 30.7. Really nice backflip position and a D-spin in the two jumps. Yeah, you recognize the solid technique of Rino. All right, waiting for the scores for Rino Yanagimoto. We're also welcoming Jalin Kao from USA at the starting line. Yeah, Jalin Kao finished up 2nd place in the total World Cup last season, so we're ready for some serious mogul actions on the start line. And the score for Rino is 63.23, which gives us the first place for the moment. And on the starting line, Jalin Kao from USA.
3, 2, 1, go!
On course. A nice D-spin 7 in the first jump and a great entrance in the moguls again, keeping her in the same lane where she started, and that's what you want. And look at that absorption, look at that carve, look at that upper body. This is a good run from Jalina. It looks a bit faster as well than the previous skiers. And a solid back mute grab. And Jalin Kauf entered the finish line with this time of 26.02, which is the fastest time so far in the qualification. A great D-spin 7 in the first jump and a back mute grab in the second, and some solid skiing in between from the American skier Jalin Kauf. The next starter after Jalin is Sophie Wese from Germany. Sophie has also been here quite a lot in the preseason, so this is a kind of a home slope for Sophie, and we're really looking forward to see what she can put down in this Idre Mogul slope. But first, we're going to get some scores for Jalin Kauf. And Jalin Kauf has the score of 72.94, which gives us a first place, and that's a high score. That's a given top 16, I would say. All right, let's look on the start and get ready for Sophie Wese.
3, 2, 1, go.
Sophie on course. Nice backflip truck driver, landing it a little bit in the back seat, but managed to get back on the track. Oh, that was an inner ski. It looked like she kind of got stuck in one of the moguls, which is hard because they're super hard and super slippery. So that was a bit unlucky, unfortunately, for Sophie. Yeah, giving us some action with the D-spin 7 in the second jump. Sophie Wese crossing the finish line with the time 33.97. And while we're waiting for the points for Sophie, we're also getting ready for the next Japanese skier, Hina Fuiki. Yeah, as I mentioned before, top 16 to the final and then top 6 to the super final. So you got to be on the top of your game the whole day. And one who's usually on the top of her game is Hina Fuyiki, representing Japan, who's the next starter after we get the points for Sophie Wese. And the points for Sophie Wese is 27.03. And we're ready for Hina Fuyiki.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hina on course. Backflip mute grab, I think that was. It was a little bit more a tap rather than a grab. That's going to be some deductions, but still really nice skiing here. Last time I saw the Japanese team here in Idre, they were practicing short turns, and you can see that that gives results. Really nice skiing and a huge back iron cross. Hina Fuyiki entering the goal area with a time of 29.23, which gives her a time score of 12.76. After Hina, we have Jessica Linton preparing on start, representing Canada. So we're waiting the scores for Hina Fuyiki and preparing for Jessica Linton. And the scores are 58.5, currently on the third place. And we're looking up to see what Jessica Linton from Canada can do.
3, 2, 1, go.
Jessica on course. Jessica is 23 years old and ranked 26 right now in the world. Starting off really good here. Some nice upper body there, super still, and also good absorption. Maybe she needs a little bit more speed, but then, yeah, starting off here with a good D-spin 7. Landed a little bit in the backseat, but that's Jessica Linton. Welcome down with the time of 29.06. All right. After Jessica, we're going to see some serious mogul action because on the starting line, we have Perrine Laffont, who took a little bit of vacation last season and came back this season and started off with winning the World Cup first event in Ruka. So exciting to see what the French skier Perrine Laffont can do here in Idre. She's also been here a little bit in the preseason, did some practice. So she's very familiar with this slope. The Muscat's Delight. Waiting the score for Jessica Linton. And the scores for Jessica is 64. And that gives her a second place, slightly before Rino Janigimoto. And we're getting ready for the Mogul, Perrine Laffont.
1, go.
Perrine on course. A nice T-spin 7 with the grab in the first jump. That's a very difficult jump she puts down there. Yeah, she can see that she's not been lazy during her vacation because this girl knows how to ski. Perrine Laffont, ranked second in the world right now, the age of 26. And the backflip tail grab, or that was actually a Japan grab. All right, welcome down, Perrine Laffont, and welcome back to the World Cup, and welcome back to Idre Fjäll. That was a great run you put down there. So while we having the pleasure of waiting for Perrine Laffont's score, we're also preparing for Hinako Tomitaka at the starting gate. And Hinako ranked number 10 in the world, so we're probably going to see some really good skiing there. Hinako also finished number 6 in the total World Cup last year. And will Perrine take a second win? Well, she gets up in the lead with 78.43. Welcome to the final, Perrine, I would say. All right, currently in first seat, Perrine Laffont, but now we're getting focused on Hinako Tomitaka.
1, go.
On course. A nice backflip truck driver in the first jump. Remember, she entered in the 6th place in the World Cup last season, so she really knows how to handle those moguls. And you can see that on the solid, super good absorption. Look at that upper body. And a nice backflip lay, I think. Or was it a small iron cross? We'll see what the judges say. Welcome down, Hinako Tamaka, with a great run. And the time of 28.18, representing a time score of 14.3. After Hinako Tomitaka, ready on the starting line is Kai Owens from USA. Kai was one of those really many super good American skiers right now in the female Mogul World Cup. So it's going to be interesting who's going to take the first place in the American team. That's almost as hard as getting the first place in the World Cup. But enough of that, and waiting for the scores for Hinako Tomitaka. And the scores for Hinako is 65.25, giving her third place currently. Currently third place, and once again, top 16 to the first final. And ready for Kai Owens, USA. Okay, we're ready for Kai.
3, 2, 1, go.
Kai Owens on course. A nice D-spin 7. Some small problems entering the moguls after the jump, but she managed to fix that really good, and now she's back on track with her typical style of getting down in the moguls. Taking it a bit safe here. But, oh, that is a D-spin grab in the second jump. Kai Owens. Great run with that D-spin grab in the second jump and getting the time of 29.23. So waiting for the scores for Kai Owens. We're also preparing for Maya Swinghammer from Canada at the start gate. Maya finished on the 9th place in the total World Cup last season, so she's also one of those really hard top 10 skiers aiming for maybe the podium today. You never know. Waiting for the scores for Kai and preparing for Maya. So we get the scores from Kai Owens, and she has the score of 53.52, giving her a 7th place currently. Thank you, Kai, for that performance, and welcome Maya Swinghammer.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. A nice D-spin in the first jump, and the jumping from the female skiers has really developed these last 2 years, and a lot of the skiers now doing the D-spin 7 already in the top jump, and that's not too easy, I'll tell you that. Entering that mogul run after the first jump is quite tough. And what can she do here? Yeah, that's a backflip mute grab, solid landing, stomped and crossing the finish line. Maya Swinghammer with a fast time of 27.33. That was a great run from Maya. Giving the judges something to think of. Right now, top 3, Perrine Laffont, Charlene Kauf, and Hinako Tomitaka, currently top 3 in the qualifications, in the World Cup, in Sweden, in Idre Fjäll. Next runner coming up is Laurine Desmarais-Gilbert, representing Canada. So we get the points for Maya, and it's 76.35. Currently a 2nd place. That was a great score for Maya. And ready for Laurent.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. Backflip truck driver. A little bit of movement in the upper body, but good absorptions in the legs, keeping the snow contact. A slight problem there, but fixing it really good and entering the second jump, doing a backflip iron cross. Laurine Desmarais-Gilbert entering the finish line with a time of 28.48. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of scores we get there. Nice backflip truck driver in the first jump and a backflip iron cross in the second. While we're waiting for the scores for Lorraine, we're also waiting for Casey Haag from USA to start our qualification run here in Idre World Cup Mogul Skiing. You can see a really nice cross there on the second jump from Lorraine Desmarie Gilbert. Yeah, it's going to be tight. And we get the score for Lorraine, which is 63.56, putting her in currently a 6th place. Remember, it's top 16 who makes the final. All right, ready for Casey Haag.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. Backflip iron cross, I think that was the position. It's a little bit hard to see in the fog here, but hopefully it's going to shine up a bit the longer time comes. And good skiing here, though, from Casey. And a backflip truck driver, huge, landed that, stomped a little bit forward leaning, but great run from Casey Haag, USA, entering with a time of 26.99, one of the fastest run of the day. And the next skier getting ready on the starting point, I think it's a sister of Sophie, it's Hanna Weser, representing Germany. Hanna also been quite a lot here in Idre during the pre-season, skiing together with all the other teams who spent a lot of time here from the week of 42 up until now. We're really grateful to have snow so early here in the Idre Mogul slope. But what will be the scores for Casey Haag? Will it be enough for the final? Taking a little bit of time for the judges, getting the skiers even more nervous, but we have a result, and the score for Casey Haag is 64.34, giving her currently a 5th place. That was a great score. All right. Ready for Hanna.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hanna Weser on course. Backflip iron cross. Has some solid skiing here in the middle right of the tracks. There are 4 different tracks. She shows the middle right. Looks like a good choice because it's solid skiing entering the second jump. And a nice D-spin 7. A little bit backseat landing, but fixed that well. And crossing the finish line, Hanna Weser, Germany, with a time of 28.62. Nice jumping with a backflip iron cross in the first jump and a D-spin in the second. All right, Hanna has to wait, some nervous waiting, getting the scores from the judges, and even more nervous maybe on the start is Shin-E Yoon from South Korea. So right now, top 3, Perrine Laffont, Maya Swinghammer, and Jalene Kauf. And the score for Hanna Weser is 63.13, currently in the 9th place. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tough to reach the top 16 and the final. All right, ready for Shin-E.
3, 2, 1, go.
Shin-E Yoon on course. Backflip Japan grab. I think she didn't really reach that one, and then it's judges as a tap rather than a grab. A little bit of deductions in that jumping, but some controlled skiing here. Entering the second jump. And there's a back iron cross or back position. And Shin Young crosses the finish line with a time of 30.64. Getting ready for the next starter. On the starting line is Yuma Taguchi from Japan. All right, so we have Shin Young waiting for his scores. We have Yuma Taguchi waiting on the starting line. And we got the audience waiting for some really great mogul action here in Idre Fjäll. And we have the score for Shin Young, which is 46.59, currently in 12th place. Getting ready for Yuma Taguchi.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. Backflip truck driver. Yeah, entering that middle left line, very solid. With that typical Japanese short-term skiing, really good carving technique from the Japanese skiers. And a solid upper body. That is kind of the Japanese technique of ski moguls. And a D-spin 7 position. Nice. Yuma Taguchi, welcome down to the finish area in Idre Fjäll with the time 29.41, representing a time score of 12.55. Yuma Taguchi is one of the younger skiers here and only be in the age of 19 years. And what can she do in terms of points? Will she reach the top 16? Well, it's an exciting sport and a lot of nervous waiting. After Taguchi, we will have Claire Dooley from Ireland on the starting gate. I think the only ski representing Ireland. It's good to have you here. And we have the score for Yuma Taguchi, which is 62.14, currently on 10th place. Ready for Claire Dooley.
3, 2, 1, go.
Claire on course. 360, solid, very proud position in that 360. I kind of love that jump, it's nice. Good control here. A little bit split between the boots and the skiing. There will be some deductions, but still very nice and smooth absorption and very controlled run. And back, ooh, I hope she's okay. That was a back tack, slightly under rotated. Yeah, she didn't really reach the full extension in the jump, so she didn't get enough rotation in order to get that fully through. So we need to hold the course a little bit until we get rid of Claire Dooley's ski. And once that is gone, we are ready for Avital Carroll from Austria. I hope she's okay. It's always a little bit scary to rotate those back flips and getting stuck with the ski tip in the snow, but hopefully everyone is shopping the landing, been doing their job good, so it seems to be quite soft landing anyway. So we hope that Claire Dooley is safe and sound. Welcome Claire down here with a big round of applause. Good job, and getting ready for Avital Carroll from Austria. So we're ready for the Austrian skier, Avital Caro.
2, 1, go.
On course. Yeah, the Austrian team also been here in Idre, practicing a lot, and that was a back tuck in the first jump. So I think Avital is quite familiar with this slope. If she was part of that team from Austria who was here during the week of 44 when we were here practicing as well. Really nice to have so many competitors in the same spot in the preseason, and that is a great backflip Japan grab from Avital Caro. Welcome down with that really nice Japan grab in the second jump and the time of 28.06 and a solid back tuck in the first jump. All right, we're getting ready also for the next runner, which is Yuki Kaiwara representing Japan. Japan also have a very strong team here in Idre, together with the Americans, would say one of the largest and strongest team in place. And let's see what Yuki Kaiwara can do. And we get the scores for Avital, which is 59.47, currently in the 11th place. Getting ready for Yuki.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yuki Kaiwara on course. Backflip truck driver. And some problems entering the landing. It's very hard to get down the speed while the bumps or the moguls are quite small here, but she managed that really good with her carving technique and getting back on track, getting the control back, entering the second jump. And a huge back iron cross. She really hang that out. And Yuki Kaiwara from Japan entering the finish line with the time of 29.99. That was a huge back iron cross in the second jump. And a really nice back truck driver in the first. All right, we'll move from Japan to Japan, and the next skier is Haruka Nakao, also then representing Japan. Right now, top 3 is Perrine Laffont, Maya Schwinghammer, and Jolene Kauf. And remember, top 16 reached the final, and then top 6 reached the super final. Will Yuki Kaiwara be one of them? Her score is 59.22, currently in the 12th place. Thank you, Yuki, and welcome Haruka Nakao from Japan.
Three, two, one, go.
On course. As a backflip mute grab, it's quite a tricky trick, but she managed to pull out that really good. And look at that Japanese style of skiing the moguls with the super solid upper body and consistent absorption and good carving technique. And a backflip lay. Haruka Nakao from Japan entering the finish line with a time of 30.03. So we'll wait for the scores for Haruka, and also entering the first Chinese skier, Tingying Cao from China. So it's been exciting to see what the scores we get for Haruka Nakao. Nice backflip iron cross in the second jump. And a good backflip mute grab in the first. What does the judges say? You never know about that, but keep the fingers crossed. So some nervous waiting here for the judges to decide, will they send her to the final or not? We have the points for Haruka Nakao, and that is 62.23, currently in the final, currently on the 10th place. Getting ready for Tingyang King Kao from China.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. Spread eagle in the first jump. You don't see that upright jumping too much around nowadays, but I really like them, you know, kind of the retro style skiing moguls. And we're entering a good solid control run here from the Chinese skier, and the second jump is backflip tuck, or was it maybe a little bit position there, in that case an iron cross. Tian King Kao entering the finish line with a time of 31.4. The next runner is no other than Jakara Anthony, who kind of smashed the World Cup last year, was totally outstanding skiing with her solid style. What can she do in the Idre slope? Waiting for Jakara Anthony representing Australia. But first we'll get the scores for Tianqing Cao from the Republic of China. And the score is 45.88, currently in the 17th place. Will unfortunately not ski the final in this afternoon. But I think someone who will do that is Jakara Anthony. Ready on start.
2, 1, go.
Jakara on course. Yeah, solid D-spin 7 with a grab. That is a hard trick to pull out in this slope, and someone who can do that is obviously Jakara Anthony, ranked #1 in the world. And you can see why she is that, with her very typical technique, very solid, and a nice backflip, iron cross, stomp the landing. And Jakara Anthony entering the finish line with a time of 27.01. Some solid good jumping there with a D-spin 7 with a grab in the first jump and a nice back position in the second. Yeah, Jakara looks super solid also this season. Will we see another fight between Jakara and Perrin in the final? You never know. But first we will get the points for Jakara Anthony representing Australia. After that we will see Katharina Ramsauer from Austria on the starting gate. Will she challenge Perrin in the first place? We'll see. The score for Jakara Anthony is 77.39, currently on the second place. Thank you, Jakara, for that show, and looking up on the starting gate for Katharina Ramsauer.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. A backflip tuck. Really nice entering there back in the moguls, but some problems here in the middle part where there is a change of pace in the moguls. So the distance between the moguls gets short in exactly that spot, and that's obviously hard for the skiers, but she managed to pull it out and entering the second jump with a nice backflip Japan grab. Katharina Ramsauer entering the finish line with a time 28.89 with that nice backflip Japan grab in the second jump. And the back tuck in the first. Let's see what Katharina Ramsauer gets from the judges, and also get ready for yet another super exciting American skier, Tess Johnson, at the starting gate. And we have the scores for Katharina, and that is 60.65, currently in the 13th place and currently in the final. But who another one to go there is Tess Johnson, ready at start.
1, go.
Tess Johnson on course. A D-spin tail grab. You don't see that trick that often, but that was kind of cool. I like that. Well, I know that Tess is a really good skier, and she shows that here, being super solid in the middle left run, entering the jump, and oh, you love that. That's a back. Tess Johnson crossing the finish line with that typical second jump with a backflip, iron cross, truck driver, or whatever we're going to call it, but it's super cool. Tweaking it out and really exciting trick, and also a D-spin 7 with the grab in the first jump. Good show, Tess Johnson. Let's see what the judges think about that. Really nice jumping and solid skiing. And also waiting for Camille Cabral representing France at the starting gate with bib number 7, starting number 24. So we're at the 24th runner and total of 37 skiers. Currently the score to qualify for the final is 58.5. I think Tess Johnson will be way above that, but let's see. Tess, you need to enter the speaker box and tell me what the name of that trick is on the second jump, but I really like it. And the score is 70.31, currently in the 5th place for Tess Johnson. All right, getting ready for the next athlete, which is Camille Cabral.
3, 2, 1, go.
Camille on course. Nice back lay in the first jump. She chooses to go way out on the left-hand side. That's a little bit small in moguls, usually in the outer track, but so that's could be a good choice in order to speed up your skiing a little bit. And solid skiing here, and the second jump is a back truck driver, stomped landing. Camille Cabral from France, welcome down with a time of 28.21 with a huge backflip truck driver in the second jump with a stomped landing and a backflip iron cross in the first. That was a solid run from Camille. After Camille, we'll stay in France and getting ready for Fantine Dicot. So we're waiting for Camille Cabral's score and waiting for Fantine Dicot to start at the starting gate. So top 3 right now, Perrine Laffont, Jakara Anthony, and Maya Swinghammer. On the last qualification place, in the 16th place, Yuki Kaivara. And we have the scores for Camille Cabral, which is 64.46, currently in the 7th place. Probably enough for the final. Getting ready for Fantine Dicot.
3, 2, 1, go.
Fantine on course. A nice D-spin 7 position. Some problem there, but you know, it's so impressive to see. They kind of run straight over 2 moguls, but still have the control and the strength to pull that back in controlled skiing. And now she's ready for the second jump. And a nice backflip iron cross. Fantine Dicot entering the finish line with quite a fast run of the time of 27.89. Some serious mogul action there with a D-spin 7 in the first jump and a backflip iron cross in the second. All right, we're going to leave France and move ourselves over to Great Britain and welcome down the skier Callie Carr from Great Britain. Ready at the starting gate as soon as we get the scores from Fantine Dicot. Right now, the Score to qualify is 59.47. 59.47. That's the time to beat to qualify to be in the top 16 currently. And we have the score for Fatim Digro, which is 57.25, currently in the 19th place, and unfortunately not qualified for the final. We will then get ready for Calicar.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. Backflip Japan grab. Some solid skiing here. Take it a bit easy, but also look at that nice upper body. She will not have the fastest time, but it's a good control. And a backflip iron cross in the second jump. And Calicar entering the finish line with a time of 29.1. Cali only the age of 17. So it's a very young and promising skier here from Great Britain, and a good effort and a good performance here in Idre Fjäll. Let's see what the judges think about that, and let's also prepare for the next Australian skier, Charlotte Wilson. So we have about 10 skiers left. Right now to qualify, you need to beat 59.47. And top 3 right now is Perrine Laffont, Jakara Anthony, and Maya Swinghammer. What will be the points for Calicar? And the points are 54.58, currently in the 20th place. All right, thank you, Great Britain. Welcome, Australia. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Charlotte Wilson on course. Backflip mute grab in the first jump. And she really got hold of that grab. I like that when they hold the grab quite long, so the judges can really see that they grab and do not tap. So that was a good jump. A little bit skiing on the heels here, but she kind of managed to get back in control. And a nice high back iron cross. Charlotte Wilson, Australia, with some fast run there with a time of 27.12, which is representing a time score of 15.31. So let's see what Charlotte can do, and will she reach the top 16? It's going to be interesting, and it's getting tighter and tighter to reach that final that everyone wants to be in. Charlotte Wilson, the age of 19, currently world ranking 32. A really nice run there from the Australian skier. Next to start is Marie Dois from France. So waiting for Marie at the starting points. I'm waiting for the points for Charlotte Wilson. And we got the points. And it is 72.84. That's the final. Currently in the 5th place. What amazing run. Go Australia.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. A back truck driver from Marie Dois from France. And look at that snow contact, good absorption. A little bit banging the head, so it could be a little bit more still in the upper body, but still a very controlled and nice run here from Marie Dois. And a backflip iron cross. Marie Dois, great skiing, entering the finish line with a time of 30.61. So let's see if we get another top score here for Marie Dois. Very impressive run there previously from Charlotte Wilson. All right, after Marie Dois, we will move to USA and Ali Makuga. Ali Makuga, I think, currently ranked number 6 in the world. Really solid skier. Let's see what she can do with the Swedish Moguls here in Idre Fjäll. But first, let's see what the points are for Marie Dois. And we have the points for my Idre, which is 58.85, currently in the 19th place. And getting ready for Ali Makuga.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. Backflip iron cross. Nice landing, a little bit in the back seat, but getting back to that really nice Ali Makuga style of skiing mogul. It looks quite hard and icy, but they kind of managed that really good here, the skiers. And there's a D-spin or some kind of off-axis jump there. 7, off-axis 7, and Ali Makuga entering the finish line on the time of 27.58, representing a time score of 14.75, but more interesting what will be the total score. The score to beat right now, to be in top 16, is 60.65. Katharina Ramsauer currently in that 16th spot. Great D-spin 7 position in the second jump there from Ali Makuga. And the next to start is Olivia Ghiaccio, also representing USA, ranked number 2nd in the world. But let's wait a little bit and focus on the points for Ali Makuga. And the points are 62.35, currently in the 14th place. Yeah, that's going to be tight, but currently in the final. And ready for Olivia Ghiaccio.
3, 2, 1, go.
Olivia on course. That's a nice D-spin with a grab there in the first jump and solid skiing here. Olivia Ghiaccio's been in the World Cup now for some seasons in the age of 24 and actually now ranked number 2nd in the world. But let's see what she can do in the second jump. Oh, that's a nice D-spin position. Olivia Ghiaccio entering the finish line with quite a fast time of 27.88. So let's see what the judges think about Olivia Ghiaccio with I think that was a D-spin Japan grab in the first jump and then a D-spin position in the second. I liked her jumping. That's very smooth style there. And let's see if the judges agree. Waiting for the scores for Olivia Ghiaccio and also getting ready for Manuela Passaretta from Italy at the starting line. The score to beat to reach the final right now is 62.14. And currently in that spot is Yuma Taguchi, currently in 16th place. What can Olivia Ghiaccio do? A lot, I think, with that run. And we have the score for Olivia, which is 73.85, currently in the 4th place. That was a nice run from Olivia. Let's see what Manuela Passaretta, Italy, can do. Next runner.
2, 1, go.
On course. That's a backflip mute grab. Missed the grab a little bit, more of a tap, but still it is judged as a mute grab. Solid skiing here. A little bit slower maybe than we've seen previously, but you know, it's really good to get down here. And a nice backflip. And Manuela Passaretta, Italy, entering the finish line with the time of 31.39. Right now, the score to qualify is 62.23, and we only have 6 more skiers, and 3 out of those 6 are Swedish skiers. Getting really excited now for 3 Swedish skiers in a row. Next skier is Moa Gustafsson, and then Nova Nilsson, and then Elis Lundholm. So get ready for some Swedish mogul actions here in Sweden. But first, the points for Manuela Passaretta. And the points are 39.05, currently in 29th place. And getting ready for the second Swedish skier, Moa Gustafsson.
3, 2, 1, go.
Moa Gustafsson on course. A backflip iron cross with a very solid landing. And she has very strong style skiing the moguls, and been seeing her skiing here in Idre the whole preseason and looks to be in good shape. And I know she's very exciting for this competition. What can she do here? Will she qualify? It's a nice backflip tail grab there on the second jump. Moa Gustafsson finish in 28 seconds. Solid round for Moa. Will it be enough for the finals? Current time to beat or score to beat is 62.23. Good solid backflip iron cross in the first jump and a backflip tail grab in the second. I liked it. The audience liked it. Will the judges like it? We will know in a few seconds. Right now in the 16th spot, Haruka Nakao. All right, while we're waiting for the score for Moa, we're preparing also for Nova Nilsson. I think the youngest skiing in the starting field, making her World Cup debut here in Idre. I know I met her at breakfast this morning. She was a little bit nervous, but she doesn't have to be that because I think she's going to make a great run, Nova Nilsson. But first, let's get the points for Moa. 57.49, currently in the 23rd place. And getting ready for Nova Nilsson.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. Backflip truck driver in the first jump. Entering the moguls really smooth there, Nova. Nova is competing for Åre and making her first World Cup here. There's some problems there, but she managed to get that out really good. She was actually top 10 in the FIS Open here a few weeks ago. Solid, good skiing here for the young skiing Nova with a nice backflip iron cross. Nova Nilsson, Sweden, crossing the finish line with a time of 30.42 seconds. Great run from Nova in her World Cup debut. With a nice backflip truck driver in the first jump and a backflip iron cross in the second. What will the judges say about that? Current score to beat is 62.23 to qualify to the final. And we have the scores for Nova Nilsson, which is 39.84, currently in the 30th place. Getting ready for yet another Swedish skier, Elis Lundholm.
3, 2, 1, go.
Elis on course. A backflip Japan grab in the first jump and solid entering in the moguls again. That's one of the hardest part of the mogul skiing, is actually get back in the moguls after the first jump. But managed that really good, Elis. And solid skiing here. Strong skiing. And a backflip iron cross. Nice skiing from Elis. Elis Lundholm, Sweden, entering the finish line with a time of 29.1 seconds. Yeah, it's going to be tight. We already know that the time to beat to qualify is 62.23. The one in that spot right now is Haruka Nakao. I know Elis wanting to get in there. Haruka needs to stay there. So what will the judges say? After we get the scores for Elis Lundholm, we're ready for the second Chinese skier, Rulin Li, and then yet another Chinese skier, Jia Yang, and finally the South African skier, Malika Malherbe. So only 3 skiers left, and we have the score for Elis Lundholm. And it is 56.76, currently in the 25th place. Getting ready for Rulin Li, representing China.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. It's a backflip truck driver in the first jump. She chooses to go way out on the left, and that's a nice track. We've seen that before. And good control here. A bit bumpy in the absorption, and you can see some air between the feet, but still, you know, good solid run here from Jurlin Lee. And nice jumping and stomp landing. Rulin Lee entering the finish line with a time of 30.47 seconds. And very exciting here. We'll see what you get the scores, but we only have 2 more skiers left in the qualifications here in Idre. So nervous waiting for Haruka Nakao, currently in the 16th place and the 16th and last place in the final. So let's see if she can stay there with her score of 62.23. That's the score to beat to reach the finals. Let's see if Rulin Lee managed to do that or not. Waiting for her score. And the score is 51.16, currently in the 28th place. And getting ready for the second last skier, Ya Yang, China.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. That's a nice and solid backflip truck driver there. That was good height in that. It's difficult to fly high in that first jump because you get so much speed when you're supposed to enter the moguls again. But she managed to do that well. And very obvious carving here. And we like that carving technique. And a bit bumpy in the absorption, but good control. And it's a backflip iron cross, stomped landing. Ya Yang, welcome down in the finish area in Idre, Sweden, with a time of 33.15 seconds. While we're waiting for the score for Ya Yang, we're also waiting for the last runner of the female qualification today, and that is Malika Malherbe representing South Africa. So right now, top 3 is Perrine Laffont, Jakara Anthony, Maya Swinghammer. The one in the 16th place is Haruka Nakao, and the score to beat to qualify to the final is 62.23. What can Ya Yang do about that? We'll see in a few seconds. And we have a score for Ya Yang, which is 44.98 and currently in the 31st place. Okay, getting ready for the last skier in the female qualification in the World Cup in Idre. Malika.
3, 2, 1, go.
On course. Nice backflip truck driver, a little bit low in the air and had some problems there in the entrance, but now she's back. You can see it's quite high pace here. It's very short distance between the bumps here in the mogul run in Idre. She managed to handle that pretty well and entering a backflip iron cross in the second jump. Welcome down, the last skier in the female qualification, Malika Malherbe from South Africa. Waiting her score, and then we'll have a short break, and then we'll be back with the men qualification. But still very exciting to see who will reach the final. Will it be Haruka Nakao, currently in the 16th place, or Malika Malherbe? Time will tell. And we have the score, and it's 45.6, putting her in the 31st place. So the one qualified for the finals is Perrine Laffont, Jakara Anthony, Maya Swinghammer, Olivia Giacco, Jolene Kauf, Charlotte Wilson, Tess Johnson, Hinako Tomitaka, Camille Cabral, Casey Haag, Jessica Linton, Laurent Demarie Gilbert, Rino Janigamuto, Hannah Wese, Ali Makuga, and Haruka Nakao. See you later in the finals. So for the stream, then we'll have men's inspection, course preparation, and then training. And we'll be back with the men's qualification at 11 o'clock. Here and see you then. Take care.